boys and girls. This is Mrs. Schubert here. I'm here to explain to you the My Math workbook that we're going to use this year. The first thing I want you to do is get it out. It's a nice, big, thick red book. Okay, it says My Math on the front. And I'd like you to open it. I'm going to explain to you how the chapters work and the lessons and things like that. So there's a lot of pages in the beginning that you can bypass. And these are just all the chapters and the page numbers. This is the table of contents. Goes through all the chapters. There's 10 chapters altogether. So when you get to the first chapter, this says chapter 1, and our topic is going to be addition concepts. Okay? And if you want to go ahead and turn that page. This page right here is optional if you'd like to do this. If not, don't worry about it. This is the Am I Ready page. When we go to do a lesson, this is on your own page that you can do just to kind of see if you are ready for this chapter. There's also a back to it that has some vocabulary words for review. Okay, so like in all and same. It gives you directions. Again, this is optional. Something that's very important, it's also at the beginning of the chapter, are the vocabulary cards. This is for the entire chapter. And I believe there's 14 or 15 lessons in chapter 1. And these are the words that you'll use throughout those chapters and those lessons. Okay? These are important to keep for the duration of the chapter. The My Foldable page is also optional. You can do whatever you want with it. Finally, we get to on page 11 down here. If you see, let me see if I can turn this here. Page 11 down here in the corner, you will see in the top right-hand corner, it says lesson 1. Okay, that's what will tell you what the lesson it is, what we're on. We do one lesson a day, and it consists of 3 pages, front to back, for each lesson. So I'll go over this page with you. I'll introduce you to the chapter along with Miss Johnstone. We'll do the back page, which would be page 12. And then depending on what is going on here, this says on my own. This is for you to practice. So sometimes I'll allow you to do it on your own, and sometimes I'll do it with you. Okay. It continues on to the back. There's always word problems on the back here. Okay. These are something that I will do with you all the time. This portion down here, the right math, is optional. If you want to do it, great. If not, don't stress out about it. Okay. So that's the first lesson. Okay. Goes through those 2 pages, front to back. Then it always gets to the homework next. Okay. My homework is optional, but strongly encouraged. This will allow you to practice the concepts that we just taught you, and it's a front and a back as well. It is good practice. So again, not enforced, but encouraged. Okay? So that's how the lesson will go. There's always 2 pages of practice, and then there's always the homework. Okay? And like I said, for this chapter, there are, let's see right here. Get to it. There's 13 lessons in chapter 1. And once chapter 1 is done, we will review, we'll practice, and then we'll have a test. In between, though, there are certain checkpoints like check my progress. These are going to be things that we may ask you to turn in for a grade. There's also pages like, there's another check my progress, always 2 check my progresses. And then at the end, there is a fluency practice, which is always a front to back. And there's always between 20 to 24 problems, one written horizontal and one written vertically. See that? And then the my review at the end is the chapter review. Okay. During the lessons, we may ask you to refer to your resource toolkit. And inside the resource toolkit is all of your information, but in the back here, it's the blue page. Oh, nope, I lied. This part right here, green page, is the math section. And the first thing that we have here and the first thing that we'll be testing next week are color number words. Okay. There's a 120 chart because we count up to 120 for our first grade standard. So this is very essential to keep in this binder and refer back to. We will use this. Okay. Part, whole. Again, another good resource. Here's a 10 frame, and we talked about that when we did our numbers. They're showing you part, whole, and then addition sentence down here. So this is in the math section of the resource toolkit in the blue. It's a bluish or grayish, depending on what folder you got, in the blue folder. Okay, so make sure you have your math with you and this with you each time that we do a math lesson. Please do not tear out any of the papers because if we do come back, we're going to want to see some of them. Okay, if we do ask you to turn some things in, it will be probably by taking a picture and sending it, but we will let you know when that time comes. Okay, thanks guys, have a great weekend. See you later.